What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Matt White, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on another horror film called The Blair Witch Project that came out in 1999. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the first time I've seen the film in full context because when I was little, when it came on cable TV, I only remember portions of that movie, but I don't remember as much. But what I do know is that it became one of the cult classic found footage horror films out there. And this is telling the story about three film students who are traveling to a local Maryland forest to film their documentary about the local legend of the Blair Witch. And they vanish and they were nowhere to be found. And the only thing that was lost is the footage itself. And I was honestly intrigued by the concept of this movie that you're seeing three film students vanish and you're seeing the footage that was left behind and they were nowhere to be found. A lot of people back in the day when this movie came out, they thought that this was actually a true story, that this was actually a real thing until later it was revealed that it was all fake. It was not real. So none of that stuff really happened. But for fun fact, the three actors that were in the film together, they actually were like, movie was full of improv. I mean, the director practically tortured these three actors throughout the film because we see these three characters are trying to find the proof of the Blair Witch, and they get lost in the woods. They lost the map, and they keep going in circles. And for the past week, they've been trying to find their way back, and they kept getting lost. They get into a big argument and the big fight. They go crazy. They go fully mad. They get lost in their own madness, and one of them gets vanished one by one. And throughout the whole film, they use a camcorder, and one of them is using a 16mm film camera, which in black, and this is in black and white for the 16mm film camera. And I thought it was very intriguing and more authentic. But my biggest negative is that I don't think the film quite hold up as much as I thought it would. Besides, throughout the whole movie, you're seeing these three film students trying to get back home after they get lost, and they're arguing and they're fighting, and one of them gets vanished. That's pretty much it. You're not seeing the Blair Witch throughout the whole movie, which is a little disappointing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad film. It's really good, but I feel like there should have been a little bit more revealing because from what I've heard, that when they were getting chased in the middle of the woods at night, they were supposed to turn the camera and reveal the Blair Witch, but for some reason they couldn't be able to do it at the time. But I still think that the performances were powerhouse. I really care about what was going on with them, and I really wanted them to find their way out, and they were starving and they were thirsty, and the Blair Witch is leaving a trail of breadcrumbs here and there, leaving a pile of rocks and crazy signs throughout the whole movie. And by the time you get dark, you get very claustrophobic, and you're like, oh my God, just imagine doing this at night when you're filming it on your camcorder and you're losing your mind. You're going crazy. I wish they would have revealed the Blair Witch later and really built up the whole suspense and built tensions. And I do think that the third act really did deliver. I thought it really kept me on the edge of my seat. But I think it would have been more immersive if I seen this in the theater, so I can get the whole surround sound, so I can hear all of my surroundings, especially when they're shooting at night and you're in a dark auditorium. And you're like shaking a lot, like, oh my God, you're losing your mind. I do believe that the performances were great. It's very well directed. A lot of people love this. This is probably one of the cult classic horror films, and I believe that this is supposed to be the birth of the found footage movie. And most of the found footage movies that were done years later have done a better job than this. But I still appreciate for what they were trying to accomplish for this film. And it was crazy that they fooled a lot of people believing that what they saw was real and this was supposed to be a true story documentary, and when they found out it was not, it was fake. It was probably insane. But I don't remember it at the time when they were when this movie came out, when they said that this whole thing was fake at the time. But from what I've heard and from what I've been told, yeah, it was, a lot of people really believed it. They'd even build a website and build a missing poster of the three missing students. It's bad shit crazy. Overall, what did you think of this movie? Did you really enjoy this movie more than I did, or were you someone out there that was very disappointed? I'm not saying that this movie's bad. I still think it was a very well-made horror film, but I was expecting a little bit more. But that's just my personal opinion, but I will appreciate for what they were trying to accomplish. Just jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts on the film. I would love to hear your opinion on this movie. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up on my review. Subscribe to my channel for more videos to come. I would really appreciate appreciate your support. Help me get those numbers up. I will be continuing to review more horror films during the spooky season. And I'm also be doing a Smallville rewatch podcast called Small Talk. Basically, every week we break down 3 episodes week by week of our favorite show, Smallville, and it's on Ryan Camp's YouTube channel. I highly recommend checking that out, and I would really appreciate your support. And I hope you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you're from, and take care and stay safe.